Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're in the woodworking shop. I have two projects for you. They're primitive style. One is a tote and one is a pocket. The star of the show is lath. I have a pile of these lath boards. Lath wood are thin, narrow strips of wood. These ones are 1.5 inches and you can buy them at any lumber yard, big box store. These are 48 inches long and you can get a pile of them for like $18. So that comes out to like 35 cents a piece. You can get them in pine, cedar, or redwood. These are just pine boards. They're not going to be perfect. As you can see on here, it's kind of rough cut, which lends itself to perfect primitive projects. Historically, lath would be used in construction. I don't know if you've ever noticed on renovation shows, when they're ripping out plaster, you might see lath underneath. I have a fond memory of when I was growing up, my dad taking us on these jobs, and one of the jobs that he would do is tearing down old houses in Zanesville, Ohio. Those houses would have the plaster on the wall, and then underneath it would have this lath. But the best part was we would find treasures in those walls, and that's probably where I got my start of collecting junk. Those were such fond memories. I started seeing projects online for lath wood, and it sparked a memory. I thought these will be perfect for primitive projects. So let's get started. I'll try to go through some of the supplies I'll be using. Most of them are just your essential woodworking tools. You'll need a saw. You could use a miter saw, a miter box with a manual saw, whatever type of saw that you have. Because these boards are so thin, you'll just need something basic. You'll need some scrap pieces of wood for the side of the pocket, wood stain. I'm staining all of my things in walnut. Paint, red, white, and blue of any type of paint. I have this Waverly Ocean, Crimson, Snow White. I'm going to use some antiquing wax, and I'll finish it off with this Waverly varnish. And as you might guess, we're going with that patriotic theme. I also have some wood filler because I'll be using a nail gun. You could also use nails and a hammer. This is a very basic build for both of the projects. No primitive project would be complete without the primitive star. We're going to add a primitive star to our tote as well as our pocket. I just cut out a star and I'm going to trace it, and then I will cut out the primitive star on my bandsaw. I've got my two little stars cut out. I'm going to take it to the sander and sand my edges, and then I'll paint these white. To assemble our tote, we're going to need these pieces. I cut this lath for the front and for the back, and they measure about 8 1/4. Yep, 8 1/4 inches. So you'll need 6 pieces, 8 1/4 inches, front and back. And then I cut 2 pieces for the sides. of this barn board, and this is just scrap wood, so whatever you have. And this was 4.5 by 5 3/4, so that we're kind of matching the sides. You can't do the lath boards. You can't use lath wood for the sides because lath is only 1/4 inch deep, and I only have brad nails that are 5/8 or 3/4 for my 16 gauge nail gun. So that won't work. So you need something meaty for it to hold on to, and this is pretty thick and it'll be sturdy. For the handles, these measure around 10 3/4. And I think this is 10 3/4 as well, we hope. All right, 10 3/4. But what's nice about this is you can customize it however you'd like. This is a starting point for you. And then our star will end up going on the front like that. So this will be, we want the red on the outside. And then we're going to put a piece here. And lath has a flat and a beveled side. And I'm putting the flat to the back. So it'll just go on like that. And the whole idea is to get them attached like this on the front. I'm going to place a bead of glue here, and then I'll nail gun these down, and I'll be right back. Here is what that looks like with the front on and the back on. And I'm not worried about the spots where there's no stain, where I did the cutting. I'll come back with a paintbrush and stain those, and then I'll stain this. We'll clean all that up really nice. But of course we need a bottom, so I just need to put some slats on the bottom of the lath. We do need to measure the bottom to see how long those slats are going to be, and they are going to be 8.5 inches. I cut the bottom boards, and it worked out so that there's 4 of these lath wood pieces that are 8.5 inches wide, and we'll glue those on and nail gun those in on the bottom. This is going to be such a cute tote. And they're not going to line up perfectly, and then I will do a quick sanding once everything is done. It's coming together. Before we put the handles on, this is where we're going to do some painting on the front. Our star is going to be about here, so we know we want this much blue over here. So I'll just make a little mark here. And we will haphazardly just paint this side blue. Now we're ready for the red, and we'll put the red up here and on the bottom. And then the white will go here. And then we will finish it off with some antiquing wax. And now we're ready for the Snow White. I don't know if you can see it, but I really like the textures in the lath because it's so imperfect. I glued the star on, and then I'll come back in and add a nail from the back. So I have this board here that I'm going to put on the top, and I just need to mark underneath where to cut it. And we'll tack that down, and we'll have our little handle. So I'll just take my pencil. I'm missing the footage where I added the handles. All I did was nail gun those to the side. Trim those ends off. And this will be our patriotic tote. I'll just take a dab of glue, put up here. And I will line that up and throw a brad nail in there. But I'm going to go with a 5/8 instead of 3/4 because I want to be very careful. The handle is on, and how cute is this tote? I will be adding some antiquing wax and then a coat of the Waverly varnish, and maybe do a little styling with it, and we're ready to go on to our next project. We are ready to begin assembling our patriotic primitive wall pocket. I just wanted to go through all of the measurements for you of what I cut out. These are the sides, and what I did is I just freehand cut a curve to make the sides. I took the piece that I cut off and I put it on the other board so that they would be symmetrical. And they will be like this on the wall pocket. If you can see that. Just like that. So to begin, we're just going to use this to kind of hold these up. We'll go ahead and put on the front pieces. So these pieces are 11 inches tall, 5 3/4 inches deep. And then I did the curve. So these are just scrap boards I pulled from the scrap pile. So these can be anything you want. We will need 4 11-inch pieces of lath wood, and mine have already been stained, so you could stain these any way you want. And the 4 pieces, pick the side you want. They will go like this on the front. And we will just use a nail gun to put those on, and there will be 4 going up to this curve, and it may go a little above the curve. I brad nailed the 4 pieces for the front. This is where our star will go, and we'll paint blue and red and white, and then the white star will go there. Now we need to assemble the back. Wipe off any glue that you got in here. The back pieces are like a picket fence. You'll need 5 16-inch pieces of the lath wood for the back. And the first piece starts right on the edge there. Like that. So you'll just run a bead of glue down this side. Line that up. And we'll nail that into place. Another 16-inch piece for this side. Glue and nail. This one will be hard to describe, but we need to get a piece in the middle, another piece to this side. Hopefully you can see that. And then one more here. And so then you need 2 11-inch pieces to secure the back. And I'll go ahead and do that. I'll come back and show you what that looks like. I kind of wanted to show you my thought process. I'm going to put the back piece on first, and I'll come down 2 inches. So that will bring this one back up here. As such. And then 2 inches from this side. Because our hanger to hang this piece will be on these boards. So I'm going to tack those in with the staple gun. Because like I said, these are 1/4 inch each boards, and the smallest tack that I have would be a staple gun, which is 3/8, and I think that will be fine. Now I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and show you. So here's what I did for the back piece. I just took my staple gun. And I just ran some staples in here. And then we'll come back and put our hanger on this board. And then I have one more to put on the back for stability. Actually, these two I can put in with the nail gun, because it'll go right into this side. Now we have 2 stabilizing boards, this one and this one, to attach the remainder of our 16-inch boards to the back. And you'll just space those out as evenly as you can get them, and they will go underneath. I'll go ahead and do that and come back and show you what that looks like. Here's what we have so far, and here's how I put the backboards on. And yes, they are crooked, which is fine. It would look perfect in an outdoor garden area. So, and it's primitive, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then here's the back. I'll take a black marker and I'll go over these staple marks. So those are kind of hidden. And then what I did is, remember, I put brad nails in this one. So this is really stable. This is a stable piece. I may come back later and put another board across just for more added stability, but we'll see. The next thing we're going to do is actually add the bottom pieces. The bottom pieces are 11 inches wide. Hopefully you can see that. Just 11 inches. And then I can brad nail those to the bottom. And we will be ready to paint and then add the hanger. And here's what the bottom looks like. Just like this. And there were 4 pieces at 11 inches. I did go ahead and add this second board here just for a little more stability, and I could run the brad nailer to it, and I did glue it really good. So this is 3 layers of 1/4 inch, so we should be good there for stability. And now all I need to do is add a hanger, and then I can paint the front. And I remembered that I had these double pointed tacks. They're 3/8 inch. And I'm just gonna run some of my rusty wire up, and then that'll be the hanger. And I think that'll be perfect. All right, here's how I did my hanger. Hopefully you can see that. I just did a little twirl at the top, and then here is the tack. We are ready for some painting. We've got our red, white, and blue. We've got to see where our star is going to go. So I'll probably take the blue to about right here. And there's the blue. We've got our red, white, and blue paint on. We'll come back and add our star, add antiquing wax. I need to paint or stain some pieces that I had to cut that still have the white. You tend to have those when you have a project that you just do as you go along, which is fine. And then I'll put a coat of varnish on it, and then we will be done. These 2 pieces are done. A cute little Lath Wood primitive tote and a primitive wall pocket. There are so many possibilities. As for styling, you could put flowers in them. The wall pocket could hold magazines, and that would be really cute in your living room. So they are also very useful. They're very sturdy. The way we used scrap wood for the sides in lieu of lath wood. What did you guys think? Please leave a comment. Let me know if lath wood projects are in your future. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, God bless. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And if you're returning, thank you so much. And if you have found value in this video, please like and comment.